Ladies, gentlemen, and those not restricted by binary definitions of gender, I hope you're hungry, because it's time for some leftovers. This recap for the arc Is Your Gridge Running covers episodes 51 to 58, the end of Season 1. The Gru, along with Esmer's group of explorers, set off once more into the mists. The two ships kept in contact as they traveled along, amicably swapping stories on the sea. During this leg of the journey, Glunkus spent a day performing an intense arcane ritual that brought his semi-sentient mushroom friend to life, naming him Porcini. Their peaceful travel was interrupted by a strange humming, and as the group set off to find it, they ran into a field of sharp rocks, damaging their boat. They managed to escape the dangers of the open sea, but only by running aground on some unseen island. Making their way to shore, the Gru spent the night on the beach before setting off into the mist-shrouded forests ahead of them. After a time, Esmer caught up with them, having gone off in search of the group after having not heard from the Gru in some time. The newly reunited team then found themselves in the care of a priest of the primordial gods named Ismadon, who offered them some wine in exchange for their company. As they spoke, he told the Gru of growing unrest amidst the gods and offered them a bit of priestly guidance in regards to their religions. That guidance went an especially long way with Big, and with the priest's help, Big was able to meditate and discover that his new god, the one who had granted him powers in his moment of weakness, was Mylilum, the primordial god of neutrality. However, the good news stopped there, as it also came to light that Mylilum had been silent for centuries, and, as Big had felt, may be imprisoned somewhere and in need of the Gru's help. Unable to do anything about that at the given moment, the priest implored the Gru to retrieve the 5 pillars of the gods that had been stolen from the temple by a mysterious group. Although, it turns out the group wasn't so mysterious to Glunkus. He had gotten high off some dank wheat that he'd brought back from the plane of good, and in this state, unwittingly revealed to the Gru the existence of something called the Cyphelzenix Company, as well as of a secret civilization on the other side of the world. This society was wildly technologically advanced and happened to be Glunkus's former home. He had fled through a portal that spat him out in the mists of mystery. Unfortunately, safeguards placed on said portal also prevented him from remembering where it was exactly located. Rocked by this revelation, the Gru was caught off guard as they realized that they were being spied on by a small fly, which, when noticed, turned into a familiar black smoke and fled. The Gru chased it through the woods and uncovered a strange-looking building. They fought their way inside and snuck past the guards Glunkus had called robots. As they delved further in, they uncovered the secret history of the Adlerven Kingdom through a series of paintings and diary entries hidden on a computer that Glunkus was able to break into. These secrets told the Gru that nearly 657 years ago, the humans and elves on the other side of the world banded together to force out all other peoples. The first to go were the Tieflings, and it was a diary of one of those Tieflings, Yacon Adlerven, that helped unravel the mystery. Stripped of their homes, resources, and almost everything else, Yacon and the others agreed to never speak of their home, beginning a new calendar that year and not mentioning the empire they had been betrayed by in any history books, giving their new country, the Adlerven Kingdom, a fresh start. These revelations left Esmer particularly shocked, and she stayed behind as the Gru ventured further into the lair. They found a strange room covered in wires, screens, and containing the 5 missing pillars. But it also brought them face to face with the being that had been on a parallel journey to theirs all this time, the Glitch, an abomination of metal, magic, and code, the protector of the portal who had finally achieved his goal of cheating death. Or so he thought. He tried to persuade Penny and Ansel to hand over the items of power they held, those crafted using materials of the primordial planes. All this time, Penny had been wielding the Sword of Chaos, and Ansel had recently come into possession of the Eye of Law. Stunningly, the Gru annoyed the Glitch to the point of a confrontation, and once again they were able to best their foe, although this time it had cost them one of their own. Penny the Paladin had fallen to the grizzled hand of the Glitch. The Gru forged on, discovering the server room that, in addition to a mystic pool of arcane liquid, acted as the Glitch's phylactery. Laying a trap with one of Glunkus's spells and the final stick of dynamite, the Gru solemnly made their way back to Esmer, but not before discovering that the portal to the other side of the world was in this very lair. As they said somber goodbyes, Esmer finally seized her opportunity and confessed to Maureen how she felt, before leaving to tell the world their story. To tell Penny's story. The crew explored the rest of the facility, stealing some of the strange weapons wielded by the guards against them, and made their way to the portal. Glunkus set off his trap, blowing the dynamite in the server room and ensuring that the glitch would stay dead this time. Then, they all stepped over the echoing chasm before them and into the Gridge.